So that's the new bonnet protector fitted, and I'm really happy with it. And I know the question on all your minds now is, did the old one leave marks on the bonnet that can't be removed? The answer is... Are we on? Nice! Welcome back to another video. It's DIY on the van day, and I can't wait to take you along on the journey. Nice! And one of the main things I'm doing today is I'm relining the ceiling area in the cab, because it's got four-way stretch on there. It looks all right probably on videos, but to me, I see all the problems and issues with it, so I'm recovering that in a faux suede. And I've gone for faux suede because I'm a tight Yorkshireman, I don't want to get real suede. Anyway, also a few little fixes and changes. I'll put some B-roll up of my bonnet protector. I'm going to be removing that and replacing it for another one, so you get to see what having a bonnet protector for 3 years on your bonnet does to the bonnet. How many times I'm going to say bonnet? I've also got a few little mini upgrades going on in the van, and I can't wait for you to see those. I'm still waiting for some deliveries on stuff. They'll probably happen during me making this video. Also, if you are offended easily by the use of Crocs, then you can switch off now, because I'm going to be wearing them all day. They're well comfy. I don't care what you're going to say. I don't care. I don't care. Crocs are amazing. Come on the journey with me and see what I can break in the van. I have already had a go at doing the suede stuff, and it's way more difficult than four-way stretch. Well, it is to me anyway. But what I did first is I recovered the seat shelf in suede just to have a practice run, because I thought if that goes wrong, I can always just get some more four-way stretch. It looks fine with four-way stretch, but having recovered it, it looks awesome and I'm really happy with it. We're going to move on, do the cab, get this cab thing off, and also I'm going to recover the B-pillars as well, because I think that's going to look pretty mint. And that's about it really. So let's get this roof lining off, ceiling lining, whatever you want to call it, and see what I can break. Lovely.
I started by removing the sun visors, a bit fiddly and requires a T20 Torx bit. I then removed my flappy clock, the handles and some more trim before moving on to the B-pillars. The B-pillars removed quite easily, just a bit of brute force and ignorance. Just make sure you don't damage those clips and disconnect the tweeter speakers. The final 2 screws are inside the cab light. Once these have been removed, the headliner can be removed by coaxing it out from underneath the pop-top lining. It was then time to clean the B-pillars of any grime and grease so the glue would stick properly, and then I could measure up the suede ready for lining. After applying a coat of glue to both the pillar and the suede, it was time for the first mount. And just like that, the first one was done. I just had to repeat that process for the other pillar.
So that's both the B-pillars covered in suede, and I'm really happy with them. One thing I realised as well, halfway through cutting with the Stanley blade, I realised that a nice pair of sharp scissors were a lot easier to get those finer cut edges. So I'm glad I practised that on these before I moved on to the headliner unit that has to go right, and there's lots of little twists and turns in there that I need to get right. But yeah, happy with these. The only question I've got now is, do I wear the suede that way or that way? And probably you're asking, why have you covered up the tweeter hole? Now, the speakers in my T6 aren't that good, the tweeter speakers, and I don't think it's going to make a massive difference to the sound quality. If I did upgrade the audio system at any point in the future, I'd probably have a surface mount one anyway. So yeah, that's why I've covered it up. I don't really mind, I'll be honest with you. But if it does bother you, you know, you can make a cutout and maybe put a little grill on there. I don't know. But yeah, for me, I'm not that fussed. Right, let's see if I can break the headliner unit, because that is going to be a bugger to do. I know it is.
I began to remove the old grey four-way stretch and it came off pretty easily. And because I'm a Yorkshireman, that four-way stretch won't go to waste. I rolled out the suede and placed the headliner on top so I could cut it out to the correct size. Using sharp scissors was so much easier. Once cut, like the B-pillars, it was time to spray the glue. I didn't want a sticky mess on my hands, so I sprayed just part of the liner and suede and applied it in sections. For me, suede is so much harder to use than 4-way stretch carpet. It's not as forgiving and takes so much more time and effort to fit. But if you take your time and apply a bit of patience, something I usually don't have very much of, you should be able to get a decent finish. Applying some more glue, I moved on to the next section and so on until it was fully covered. The hardest bit being the raised centerpiece that holds the "I don't know what to put in there" compartment. Once finished though, all that hard work paid off.
Right, so that's the headliner done. That was a massive faff. It's taken me about 2 hours just to do the headliner, just to make sure I've done it properly. Now, I'm not that happy with some of the edges and the way that it's kind of had to be stretched and it's pulled a little bit. So what I'm gonna go do is fit it in the van to see whether any of the trim pieces cover up those edge bits that I don't like. If they do, happy days. If not, then I'll be ordering some 4-way stretch black carpet. Got a bit carried away, I'm really sorry. But I've fitted it all back in again and screwed it all up. Looks awesome, really happy with it. And I'm gonna show you now. Nice. Turns out it's really hard to film black. But it looks pretty mint. I absolutely love it. It's looking proper snazzy in here. There's a load more to do. And what I'm gonna do next is fit some LED lights. I don't like the lights that come off this light module here in the T6. So what I've done is I've wired the positive and negative from this. I've put an inline fuse as well. And it means that when I switch this on and off, it will light up other lights in the cab. Now I've gone full chav and I've gone for some automobile atmosphere lamps and they will light up the footwell. And also I'm going to pop one up here up top, so then that lights inside the interior of the cab as well. It does come with a little remote control, which I think is pretty cool, so I can have it on like disco mode when I'm not driving, obviously. And then later on, when I have installed it all and it's dark, I'll show you what it looks like. But yeah, full Fast and Furious and everything. Right, okay, so we have a breakthrough. Boom shakalaka. So what I'm going to do now is like push all this back together and move on to the next thing that I'm doing in the van. Oh, it's all exciting stuff. I love it. Nice. Right, so that's that job done. Well, 2 jobs done. The roof lining, the B-pillars and the lights that I've put in the van as well. What I'll do over this is I'm going to film a bit of B-roll when it gets darker to show you the lights when they're on in the dark later on tonight. Later on for me, you'll have seen them already. Coming up a little bit later on in this video, I'm going to be taking off these side steps, sanding them off, priming them and painting them so then they look lovely. I've got some little mats that I've got from All Pro, hashtag not sponsored, that I'm going to staple onto there. I'm also replacing this for another All Pro one as well, a black one, so it all matches through. And then what else is coming up is this step here, this side step actually has a big gap under it because it's the original side step from when I did the first fit out of the van, and they always suggest that you get a deeper step because obviously the ply floor raises it up a bit. So I've got a new one coming, a new piece of carpet coming for there, which I'll staple on, so that'll look all snazzy and nice. Can't wait for that. Something else as well that I'm having to replace, but it's also a good thing because you get to see under this. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but it's all bubbled. Now, I've had this probably about 3 or 4 years. So the question on everybody's mind later on in this video is, does having one of these on damage your bonnet underneath or where it attaches and stuff? So we'll find out whether it's rusting or it's damaged it or anything like that a little bit later on in the video. Right, so that's me pretty much done for the day. I'm gonna have some dinner and I'm gonna go out on my bike, and I shall see you guys in the morning for some more DIY goodness. See you, bye. Morning, it's a new day and it's time to do some more van DIY. My legs are killing from last night's ride and it's time to have a coffee. Right, let's crack on. Lovely.
Moving on to the next improvement on the van, I started to remove the 2 front steps. These came out pretty easy as all of the clips were missing. The only faffy bit was the piece that was underneath another bit of trim. I had to apply some white spirit to one of the steps as the carpet glue needed to be removed. I then washed and sanded them down, warmed up the paint in warm water, gave the can a good shaking, and started to add several thin coats of black gloss plastic spray, leaving 15 minutes between coats. While waiting for the paint to dry, I received the delivery of the new sliding door step and began to unbox it. I removed the swivel table and screws that held the old step in place, vacuumed and cleaned out all the muck and grime that had built up over the years, transferred over the clips from the old step and installed the new one. To me, the difference is huge. Not only does the step fit perfectly without a gap, it's so clean and snazzy looking, and even has a cutout for a step light that I might install further down the line. I repeated the cleaning process on the passenger and driver's door, replaced the freshly painted steps, and I'm super happy with the results. All that's left to do is fit the All-Pro mats once they arrive. Because I have new mats on their way from All-Pro, #not sponsored, I removed the old cab mat and began to clean the cab floor. One thing led to another and I started deep cleaning the whole cab area. There's nothing better than having a super clean van to drive, and I was in full cleaning mode for about 2 hours.
Right, before it starts raining, because it looks like it's going to absolutely smash it down, we're going to fit the bonnet protector and also check under the old bonnet protector to see if there's been any damage at all to the bonnet. Let's do it.
I wanted to film more of me removing the old bonnet protector, but it kept raining on me, so I filmed as much as I could.
Here is what the bonnet looks like after the bonnet bar's been on. However, I think that's just cosmetic, so I'm going to get a cloth and give it a wipe and then see what permanent damage has been done.
These clips were a bit faffy and I did break a few, but thankfully there were a few spares in the box. It was then just a case of lining up the clips with the pre-drilled holes, putting the screws in and popping on the screw covers.
So that's the new bonnet protector fitted and I'm really happy with it, and I know the question on all your minds now is, did the old one leave marks on the bonnet that can't be removed? The answer is yes, it did. So yeah, bear that in mind if you're going to put a bonnet protector on. It could have been that specific one that I had, it could have been the way that I fit it, could have been anything, but it has left marks on the bonnet. I'll do some B-roll that can't be removed with a bit of T-cut. The rest of it came off with T-cut where all the clips were, but sadly it's rubbed on where the plastic meets the bonnet. So if I ever wanted to remove the bonnet protector and just have it as a stock bonnet, I'd probably have to have it retouched up at a paint shop or something. So yeah, do bear that in mind if you're thinking of getting one yourself. A thing I've just bought from off of Amazon's is a wireless vibration security alarm, and it comes with a little key fob so you can put it on your set of keys, and also a super loud alarm that I'm going to fit somewhere on the outside of the van, and it's really, really loud. In fact, are we ready? Are you ready? Stop! So yeah, I think that's a nice little addition to the van. It's got a vibration sensor on it somewhere in there, so if anything gets knocked or banged, then the alarm will go off. Probably go off at middle at night and scare me half to death because a cat will rub past it or something, I don't know. So to finish off what I'm doing DIY wise in the van in this video, I'm still waiting for something else. I'm waiting for the mats from All-Pro, which is the front mat in the cab and the side step mats.
While editing the video, the mats arrived, so let's jump to Future Call and get these mats installed.
Future Call here, and I've just nipped downstairs to have 5 minutes off editing the video that you're watching right now to install the new mats from All-Pro and finish off this video. Nice. Then what I can do is eat some of this bacon that Michelle and Olivia have been doing today. It smelled gorgeous and all I've wanted to do is eat it. But I can't eat them until I finish editing this video. That's my reward. Lovely. Right, let's crack on. Nice.
The mats from All-Pro felt well made and like they would stand the test of time. However, I will update you in a future video as to how they're doing. I stapled the mats to the steps as it stops them from falling out, and once the carpet is fluffed over the staples, you can't see them at all, as I will show you in this next bit of video. Moving on to the main cab mat, it was a simple job, just slide it into place. I didn't staple this down as I will probably want to remove it to clean it every now and then. And that's it, the upgrades are done and I'm super happy with the results. I'll pass you back to Colin to sign off.
Thank you so much for watching. I shall see you guys on the next adventure, wherever that may be. See you, bye. Right, are we on? Hello? Hello? We're on. Hi. Obviously there's a freaking ambulance. Welcome back. The problem is I go to the caravan and camping show. What's that? eBay Van Style. We're expecting your parcel from Van Style. Oh yes, awesome. Any tools in here? The only tool in here is me. Whoever designs these clips needs punching square in face. Oh no, I think I've done the thing again that I did last time. Oh no, it's the switch that I've done again. The same freaking thing. What an idiot. Alexa, turn the heater on.
Okay.
You, I'll do it then. Lovely.
I don't even know if I've got audio.
Check, check, check the corner. Check. Yeah, we've got audio. It's all good. Where's the audio? Is it falling off in here? Here, look. Found it.
Let's do that again.
You know, so depending on what kind of mood I'm in. Oh, hello. I don't think I ever grew up past the age of about 17. Certainly as soon as I got a van and I could tinker with it and mess around with it, I turned into full boy racer. I love it. Absolutely love it.